What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Hey, in today's video I'm going to give you a little step-by-step guide of all the entry requirements and any changes that have been made in the recent weeks for how you can come to Cambodia, how you can get into the country, the things you need. As always, there's some confusion. There's some rumors flying around that aren't true. And all of this information comes from the government itself. So it shouldn't be shouldn't be any controversy about this. This is what you need to have and what you need to do if you want to enter Cambodia. So I hope this is helpful, and of course if there are any rule changes after this, I'll let everybody know as soon as I can. And if you're a supporter of mine, of course, if there are any major rule changes, I'll let you know before anybody else in my weekly exclusive videos. And if you want to join our little family here and help support the channel, every donation is very much appreciated. You can donate through PayPal, Ko-Fi.com, or you can join my Patreon. And if you do any of those things, then I will start sending you my weekly exclusive videos just for my supporters. And I will also send you a copy of my book, Live in Cambodia, a guide for living in the Kingdom of Wonder, as a way for me to say thank you for supporting the channel. So you get all kinds of good stuff. All right, let's get on with the video. All right. So the first thing you need to know about getting into Cambodia is you need a visa. Of course, you need your passport. You can get your visa in one of several ways. As you all know, right now, currently, you can get whatever visa you need for the purpose of you being here upon arrival right at the airport, if that's the way you want to go. That includes all visa types. You show up at the airport, you go to the once you land, you go to the VOA counter, visa on arrival counter. Tell them the visa type that you want. They will issue it to you, and then you will go through passport control. Very easy, very efficient, and I've heard from people who said it doesn't take much time at all. But if you do want one in advance, you can also get any visa type you need in advance if you go through your country's Cambodian embassy or consulate. They will issue you in advance the visa type that you want if you want to get it before you arrive. A lot of people prefer that, and that's okay. However, you can also get an electronic visa before you leave. However, unless you're a Taiwanese passport holder, you can only get a tourist visa electronically before you arrive. If you're going through the Cambodian embassy or consulate, you can get any type of visa you want. But if you're doing it electronically, and I do have the link for the website down below if you do want to get a tourist visa electronically. But a tourist visa will be the only one you can get unless you hold a Taiwanese passport. For vaccinated people, if you are fully vaccinated, you will have to show proof that you're fully vaccinated. And keep in mind, this needs to be a hard copy. It can't just be something digital or on your phone or tablet or anything like that. If you have a card, like a vaccination card, excuse me, be sure to make a color photocopy of that so you can give it to the proper authorities. If you do only have a digital copy, be sure to print that out in color as well. Whatever proof you have that you're vaccinated, it has to be a hard copy, it has to be in color, and it has to include your name, the dates of your vaccination, and all that good information. And keep in mind, you had to have received your last vaccine within 15 days upon your arrival, I believe it is. So don't wait until the last minute to get that done. Your vaccination card, the proof you show for your vaccination should have all that information. The dates, the times, the doctor's name, your name, type of vaccination, all that good information. And it should be dated, I believe it's 15 days, at least, your last one before you arrive. PCR tests. There are no PCR tests upon arrival required in Cambodia anymore. You will not receive a COVID test when you get here. And you also don't need proof of a COVID test before you arrive any longer. However, be sure to check with any destinations you stop in before you come to Cambodia, because some countries may still require that test before they allow you in. So you have a layover in some country, be sure to check with them first. Check with their government website, check with even the airline you book. You can check with the airline's website for that country, and your airline should have the information about what you need before arriving there. But as far as getting into Cambodia, no, you do not need a PCR test or any kind of COVID test, and you do not have to take one upon arrival any longer. If you're traveling with children under the age of 18 and you are all together, you and your child or your whole family, they will be treated as they will be treated under your vaccination status. Whether you're vaccinated or not, the same rules will apply to them as apply to you. Now, for unvaccinated travelers, you have to have a pre-booked hotel at an ASQ, I think it's ASQ, hotel, pre-booked, prepaid in advance. Again, you don't need a test beforehand. You don't need a test upon arrival, but you do need to show that you are pre-booked, your hotel is prepaid, and you will still need, and if you do not have that pre-booked, prepaid hotel, you will have to fork over a $2,000 deposit, and they will place you in a hotel, and your hotel stay will be deducted from that deposit, and the rest you'll get back after your quarantine. For unvaccinated travelers, there's still a 7-day quarantine, and you will be tested once after 7 days, and if you're negative, you are good to go. That quarantine will take place in the hotel you pre-book and prepay for, or at the government hotel if you do not prepay and pre-book one. In relation to that news, to that ruling, there was a province here a province, I forget the name of the province, but they asked the Prime Minister to lift the quarantine restrictions for non-vaccinated people. And the Prime Minister turned that down. He said, no, that's not going to happen in the foreseeable future. So you don't shoot the messenger. It's just the news. I'm just reporting. And as I said, if you're coming with children 18 or under 18, whether they're vaccinated or not, they will fall under whatever status you happen to have, vaccinated or unvaccinated. And that's all you need to get into Cambodia. Them's the rules, as my parents used to say. And if you follow them, you should be all right. This is, of course, a big change from what it was even when they started lifting restrictions like last November. They still required a proof of a PCR test, and on top of your vaccination card they still required a PCR test on arrival. They mulled over still having even vaccinated people quarantined for a week, but that of course didn't happen, luckily. So yeah, as always, Cambodia is being cautiously optimistic. They've had great success with their vaccination program. Today will mark the 13th day with no new cases reported across any province, and one active remaining case is still open. So we got that one case that stops Cambodia from declaring themselves as a COVID-0 country. And of course, because of that great success of their vaccination program and all their initiatives and everything they've done to promote protecting yourself from the virus, having seen that success, they don't want to risk that by letting unvaccinated people into the country without any kind of restrictions. Because if you remember, in February, it's called the February 20th incident, when 4 quarantined people who tested positive for COVID decided they didn't want to be in quarantine anymore. So they just left their quarantine hotel. And that started the earlier this year, that big surge, that big outbreak of COVID we had. They were patients zero for that. And that just very irresponsible. Those 4 people basically affected the health and welfare of, the entire country as it spread. They went to Siem Reap, they went to Phnom Penh, they went everywhere, and it's okay, buddy. And since that time, as you know, we had all these outbreaks. They brung back the mask mandates. They brung back the curfew. They brought back the red zones and the lockdowns and everything. And it was all because of that one case of people not being responsible enough, not caring about their fellow human beings. And now we're back on track. We got over that hump. The initiative for the vaccines is working. and they don't want to go back on that, obviously. So that's the deal right there. That's what you need to get into Cambodia. Like I said, when it comes to other countries on your way here, check to be sure, see what their requirements are. You might need further things. Oh, and also insurance, that's right. While getting the 4K insurance is highly encouraged, it is no longer a requirement. And that's the thing that people keep talking about again. I read a post that somebody said you need your insurance again. You have to have mandatory insurance again. And that is not true. It's not a requirement. It's just something they encourage. Alright, well, I hope that helps out. Answers any questions you have about getting into the country. As always, thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you have not. And check out all my links down below. Like I said, you donate through PayPal, Ko-Fi, or join my Patreon and you'll get a copy of my book. You will receive my weekly exclusive videos and other stuff coming up. Other channels, blogging from this part of the world, I got a good list down below. Be sure to check all those out and get all the information you can. See what's happening. Also, my other channel, Horror Reads, if you like horror books. Every 2 or 3 days I upload a new video there. Be sure to check that out. That link is down below. If it doesn't work, let me know. Sometimes it doesn't work because YouTube's redirect link is, or redirect service is not that great. Alright. Better get back before it rains. Rainy season is upon us. I'll have a video of that pretty soon. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one.